Are you tired of losing to these decks that destroy your board, like mages, you know? Filthy mages who cheat and have infinite damage, infinite creation. That's so like, this deck is horrible. Yeah, get out of here. You will obviously lose against all of these decks with this one. Instead, I advise watching the how to play OTK Demon Hunter video if you're interested in beating filthy mages. Anyway, hi, I'm Erwin. I do many things in life, but here we are to talk about Hearthstone. And today I'm presenting one of the most basic deck I've ever done until today, Elementals Shaman. But let's do a quick overview of the deck. The deck is very basic, which is both a good and a bad thing, because it means that you can get to learn the deck and win until medium to high ranks very quickly, but your opponents will know what you're up to. You have very bad matchups, and you basically just take the board and that's it. You don't have any creation whatsoever. It's purely tempo and curve. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I highly advise trying this deck out. It's very budget friendly on top of this, because there are only 2 legendaries, and if I remember correctly, Alakir is in the core set, so you don't even have to pay for it. And you can basically replace Instructor Fireheart with any other elemental if you don't have it, but trust me, it's an insanely good craft that works in any Shaman deck. So for the matchups, it's gonna be very easy. You will lose to all decks that beat Hearthstone Classic decks, which means the decks that used to be played back in 2014, where you just take the board and if you do have the board you win, also called arena decks. You will absolutely lose against all of these. This includes Control Warrior, Quest Mage, probably Libram Paladin. However, on the other hand, since you have such an easy plan, which is always the same no matter your opponent, you can beat anyone with your tempo. And your best matchups will be all the greedy decks like Garrote Rogue, for instance, which is not very prevalent in lower ranks, but whenever you meet one, that's like an 80% win for you. And as I told you, your plan is always the same no matter your opponent, which is why it's so good to start with this deck. Basically, you will always look for the same things. You want to mulligan for Wailing Vapor, Kindling Elemental, probably Cage Match Custodian, and Arid Stormer if you have a 1-drop. And for the rest of the game, well, you just play your curve, you try to manage the opponent's board, and you go face. Easy. Well, there's not much more to say about it, so let's just do a test game and see how it goes. Okay, what do we have here? A rogue. How surprising. Well, if it's a Garrote Rogue, he's gonna have a bad time, I can tell you this. So, Kindling Elemental, you almost always keep it. Granite Forgeborn is one of the master cards of the deck. It's an amazing one, so you definitely keep it. And since you're gonna play Kindling Elemental, this will cost 3, so you don't want a 3-drop on top of this. They kept the left card only, which means they might be Quest Rogue, heavily tempo oriented as well, which means the matchup could be very interesting. They are Quest Rogue. Okay, I think they can beat us with their tools to get the tempo. The question is, do we put this on the board or do we do nothing? As I told you, I think that against Garrote Rogue you would do nothing, just totem pass and play Granite Forgeborn because it's insane. But since it's a Quest Rogue, I think we want the tempo, so let's play the Arid Stormer first. Doesn't matter if we cannot rush into anything, we should be just fine. Try to always think of what your opponents have in their decks. So like this rogue has 2 damage with this, at best 3 damage with the 1-mana tradable card, so you should be just fine. Okay, we have actually a very hard turn. We have a horrible hand. The problem here is if we just put Wailing Vapor, the SI7 agent will trade it. If we Lightning Bolt, we cannot play Granite Forgeborn next turn, but I still think it's the best option. We really want to protect our Vapor, and we never want to double trade with Stormer, because as I told you, they're gonna have a very hard time managing a 5 HP minion. So Wailing Vapor and Lightning Bolt, I guess. A bit sad if we don't top deck anything good, but I guess it's our best option. Just keep the tempo up. So what do we get? The absolute nuts draw. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. So we draw 2. That's perfect. See, you don't have to think much with this deck. It's easy. If we play Granite Forgeborn, this one will cost 7, but most importantly, both of these will cost 3. So next turn we can play both of these, and I think that is remarkably good. So let's do this. I think we trade here, because otherwise they can just dagger it down, and we go face. Oh well, that's 0, so we just play it. Do we really need double sluggers? In any case, we're gonna be overloaded by 2. But yeah, as I told you, I would rather... I think it's just better to play 1. Yeah, I think it's better to play 1. And yeah, so we can get another tempo advantage with the second one. And heal if needed, but in this matchup it's not really important. Ooh, that was a very dirty turn. Okay, we are in for a world of trouble, but that was a lot. That doesn't happen that often. Okay, so this turn we play the Slugger first, because we don't want to discount the Slugger, it's a waste of mana. Then Kindling, then Totem. And it's not a taunt. Question is, do we want to trade this? Yeah, I'm gonna play Scabs. They can put it back in our hand, so I think we trade it, yeah. So Alakir is gonna be back in our hand, but I think we have no choice but to play him. Otherwise we can just try to draw instead, but maybe we can keep Alakir for as a finisher. I think we play Alakir because we want, if they put it in our hand, we can play it in 2 turns. Hopefully we're not dead. Okay, Arid Stormer, so we always start by drawing, general rule. 3 damage and Granite Stormborn. Well, I guess we're playing everything. Starting with this one to discount the Stormer. And yeah, just Totem. We keep the Lightning Bolt as kind of a surprise burst. We only did 1 damage. So they have to kill all the board without taking a single face damage, because Rogue never has any way to heal whatsoever. They only have the Cloak of Shadows, but they are not playing it in most decks. The only deck they are playing it in is Poison Rogue. Well, they are just dead on board, whatever. Alakir, okay, that was a weird opponent, but I don't think this matchup is very good for us because they just beat us at the tempo. Anyway, that was a very simple guide, but this deck is honestly very simple. But if you still have any question, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will answer everything. Also, if you have anything you want me to cover for the next videos, please feel free to tell me. I will always cover the most popular meta decks, but if you have any specific question or any specific deck you want me to cover, tell me. Thanks for watching, good luck on your games, take care, see you around.